if you're just tuning in, my guest this evening is Vlada.
Vladic.
Vlada Vladic. And she is the creator and host of Cooking and Kids. This is an incredible cooking show that you will feel the love from as you're teaching the children how to cook with real food from gardens, from folks that are around in the neighborhoods, the farmers markets. And again, what I love that I saw in this whole teaching was it started with love, because that emanates from you.
That's the base of everything.
Yes, and it shows. And there was a little girl, and I loved her realness when you're making some cookies.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, taste it, it's really good. And she's like, no. No.
Too much olive oil.
Yeah. And you're like, just give it a chance, just give it a chance. And then when you finish the baking of it, because I'm looking at the ingredients too, and I was with her. I'm not gonna lie, I was with her, I'm like, no, that's not gonna be good at all. And when you finish and you take them out of the oven, it's like, I want to smell and this lemon zest, and it's like, and then she's sitting there gobbling with everybody else, and I thought that was beautiful. It literally, honestly, okay, if my husband's not listening, plug your ears. It inspired me to want to go in the kitchen.
Well, thank you, Nicole. Thank you.
So with Cooking and Kids, where did this idea first come from? How long ago?
Well, my husband, as you know, passed, and past 10 to 15 years he has struggled with the kidneys, renal failure and heart failure, and throughout his sickness my children were born, and all this time, you know, there's so much discussions about childhood obesity and the side effects of it. And so I'm a mom, I'm a caregiver, I care. This is just what I do. I embrace and I provide and I care, and my heart ached for these children. It just, you know, you go through phases of emotions, and some of them were just pure anger. You go through disappointment. You go through, you can't believe this is happening. You know, children in a world are dying because there's no food, and children in our country are dying because there is too much bad food. And not just that they're dying and getting sick, they're underperforming mentally in schools, and it's a huge threat to our country. It's a huge threat to family, because you have children who are eating food that are causing them not to behave themselves.
Yes.
So when you think about, you know, simplicity of how of the problem, it was just the food alone. If we just can change the food a little bit, it's amazing what a side effect this can have overall on our country. So I'm sitting in my house looking at all these things, looking at the cooking shows, and most of them are focused on competition. It's the war, and I'm just thinking something's wrong, because food is love, food is family, food is community, food is celebration, food is the gift from God that should be shared in a ways that blesses all. It is not about who's going to win. True. And so, you know, I have a husband who's sick, and I realize what not eating healthy can do to you down the road. And all this time, I have to go back and say that, you know, I love this country very much. I have chosen to come to this country. I had options to go to New Zealand, Germany, Switzerland. I said I want to go to America, because since my early age I believed in this country, because it was a beacon of good.
Yes.
It radiated good throughout the world. So even a little girl in Serbia knew that America stood for good. The dreams come true here. So I left everything, came alone, lived my dream, and I have this great sense of appreciation for the country, for the way it's set up to encourage ordinary people, and the way that it embraces dreams from all around the world, including my dream. Lived my dream, and I feel this sense of that I need to do something and give something back. And during this time also, America is going through crisis, economical crisis. We have sick children, economy is collapsing, and you just sit there and you think, okay, so what do I do?
Yep.
What can I do?
Yep.
So I'm not a rich woman, but I know how to cook, and I love kids, and I love people. And so it was the most natural thing for me to say, okay, so if nobody else will put a quality program for kids out there.
Because there is not one. There's not one cooking show that's quality, that's doing it for kids and taking natural, whole ingredients and expanding it to say, well, let's show you how to make it from the garden. Let's take it so you get it fresh.
Right.
In a family sense. I mean, you have
setting,
so many dynamics that come into cooking and kids that it's hard to encompass it in one capsule because there's a lot to it.
And yet it's very simple, Nicole.
Yes.
It's the family setting. It's the most natural way to do it. I believe there are some shows on television out there that are about kids, but yet again it's competition. I don't want a competition. I want us to work together. I want us to learn together. I want the kids to get excited. As all the kids that I work with, I have never had a kid who refused to work with me or to refuse to cook. Kids love it. I think it is us who are failing kids.
Yes.
So we need to step in and do this in a loving way, because I mean, think about it. If you talk to people, some of the finest memories they have are the memories of the food, family, grandmother. And I want to bring that back. And so going back to that circle of, you know, I'm in America, I live my dream, I want to see this country remain strong in every way. This is what I can do. You know, I don't want to be frustrated. I don't want to sit and just feel powerless. This is what I can do. So I started producing a kids educational program. I call it Educational Cooking Show.
Because it is.
And I give it away. I go to public access television stations and I give it away. I want this program to exist. And I do trust that God will figure out where He fits and where it needs to go. I know that in my heart, I just need to do it. And that is my little gift to America.
This show, and I'm going to speak now from educator standpoint, because that's what my degrees are in. That's what I've done all of my life, mostly, is be in the schools in various different capacities as far as being a teacher. And this show, Cooking and Kids, can go, yes, you can go public access, you know, for you know, that type of way, PBS. It can go into the school itself.
We will try to do that.
School districts, anybody that we have, and I know that we have some school folk who are our listeners.
Oh,
this is something that I really want you to just take a peek at it and see how you can incorporate it and take it up to your administration and say, we're missing this component in education.
yes, we are.
We are. You know, so much has been taken from the schools and then so much laid on them to produce. We're a community. So I love what you're saying too about food, because as I'm thinking about food, everything that you do with family and friends always has food.
It's love. It's a blessing. I mean, think about it. It's life. It's life. And I think, you know, it's a simple thing, but yet a healing on many levels in this country will start with the right food. And if there is a right food in a home, there's a right atmosphere, assuming you're cooking with your family, you're together. And so I think it was most natural way for me to approach this healing of America. I think if I was a politician, I would do many different things.
Thank you.
But I'm not. I can't go and lobby. You know, I'm not good at that. But I'm good at loving kids. I'm good at loving people, and I want to step up and say, this country is still wonderful. It's worth fighting for. We're great communities. We're great people. I can't say enough about American people. I never felt foreigner in this country. So there are very few places in the world that will embrace everybody.
That's right.
And give them such an opportunity and chance in life. So
I don't know of another country.
No, and I mean, furthermore, when you think about almost the history of humanity, there has never been a place like this.
No.
So I want to preserve it. I want to pass it on to my kids, the American kids, and the kids in the world. Because as I said earlier, I want kids to continue to dream that there's a place in a world that's good, strong, and that will give them the chance, like I was given a chance. So that's what I do. I'm trying to rebuild this community, my community, and others in the best way I know how. And that's to cook.
And I think, yes, it's with cooking. It starts with the heart, and the heart that you have to say, I want to bring change. I want to give hope. And you know, I'm not a rich person. I'm not a multimedia person where I can just, you know, go and grab this or that and make it happen. Or
most ordinary. I'm the most ordinary, Nicole, and I struggle. I don't know. I don't have skills for filming. I don't have skills. I mean, my language alone. I'm sure your listeners have heard how it's hard to express myself in a right way. But nevertheless, the power behind the words is real.
Yes.
And I hope the people will understand that, and I hope the people will be able to connect with that, because I think everybody is ready for change. People don't know where to turn, and I would like to tell them, turn to God and let the God shine the light on your soul, on your gift that He gave you, and use that gift to make things better. There is nothing more empowering in the world and in life than to make that connection with yourself and to step out of your own needs and say, with that gift, here I come. And if we all can do that, can you imagine transformation in the communities, the things that we struggle right now as a country? I mean, can you imagine? In matter of months, in a matter of a year, things will change. It is up to people, and that is what I'm trying to encourage and inspire and say, I'm struggling, I'm a single mom, I can't make enough to sustain my family, but I'm doing this and I'm giving. I don't have time. I'm all over the place. I'm running the business. I have to be on kids' practices. I have family. I need, for goodness sakes, I need to pluck my eyebrows from time to time. I need to color my hair. I don't have time.
The normal everyday stuff. Can I just, I can't even go get a manicure or pedicure. Can I just sit down and file my nails?
Yes. Can I just cut my nails? I have time to cut my nails. But none of that measures up to the feeling that you have when you're able to step out of that, I need, to what can I do?